So I'd like to explain a couple of relay drills that you can use to develop speed. I've chosen a three-legged relay course, but you can make that a two-legged course, four or five-legged course, depending on the work to rest ratio that you want. The simple pattern where the person runs with the baton and then rests at the station when they pass the baton, you need one more runner than you have exchange stations. So for a three-sided, you need four. You position a runner at each of the corners, at each of the exchange zones, and then you need two runners where you start. The runner with the baton runs fast to the exchange zone, passes the baton. This runner waits. This runner runs fast. When this runner gets the baton, they run fast, pass the baton, pass the baton, pass the baton, pass the baton. This is a very simple to set up pattern, again needing one more runner than you have relay exchange zones. The problem with it is when the runner runs fast, they then end up stopping. That lowers the volume of running that they'll do, and it lets them cool down while two other runners run two legs. So you have a 1-to-2 work-rest ratio, and your recovery is just standing. A pattern that I like better involves using 5 runners or 2 runners extra for a three-sided relay exchange. This is a little bit more complicated to set up. You need 2 runners at the starting station, 2 runners at the next station, and then 1 runner at every station between. This works for two-sided, in which case you would have 4 runners. It works for three-sided, in which case you have 5, 4-sided, in which case you have 6, although at some point the rest ratio gets so high that it doesn't make sense to go any higher. In this case, what happens is the runner with the baton runs fast, exchanges the baton, and then runs off comfortably, preferably inside the lane, and then waits for the baton at the next exchange. So the runner with the baton is running fast, and then they run inside and recover easily and comfortably. Or on a track, you often move to an outside lane. When you start, everybody except for the runner with the baton and one of the runners at the first exchange zone runs recovery. So when I say go, these runners are all going to recover comfortably to the next exchange zone. Prefer to have them waiting on the inside to stay out of the way. The runner who has the baton is going to run fast and exchange. This second runner at the exchange zone is actually going to wait. So when you start, 3 runners, 1 from each exchange zone, is going to run comfortably at a recovery pace to the next exchange zone and stop. One of the runners, the one with the baton, is going to run fast, and the one at the next exchange zone is going to wait. After that, all of the runners will they will get the baton and they will run fast to the next exchange zone, and then cruise recover to the following exchange zone. So it looks something like this. I'm going to go back to the very beginning, where we have 2 runners at the first and the next exchange zone, and then 1 runner at every other one. I say bang. This runner runs fast and exchanges the baton to this runner who runs fast, who exchanges the baton to runs fast. But what happens here is these other runners have now run comfortably to the next exchange zone. So when the exchange happens, it's actually to the runner that is running behind. And what this does is it lets you have a little bit higher running volume, and it gives you an easy recovery rest instead of a stand and wait rest, which oftentimes is safer because you're less likely to cramp. This is a little harder for me to demonstrate, but again, when I say go, 3 runners are just going to cruise comfortably to the next exchange zone. 1 runner is going to run fast to the waiting runner, and then cruise, recover. This runner is going to cruise, recover to the next aid station, while this runner who's gotten the baton will run fast, exchange, cruise, recover. Run fast. This one has cruise recovered to here. So there's always two runners moving, one fast and one slow, and one runner at each of the 3 exchange zones. It's again better if you have your runners recover either on the inside or, in the case of a track, in the outer lanes, so that they don't impede the runners that are running fast. Again, this is a little bit more complicated of a pattern. So when it starts, one runner from each of the relay zones is going to run a cruise recovery to the next exchange zone. The runner with the baton that starts is going to run fast and exchange to the waiting runner. And then after that, if you have the baton, you run fast and then easy recover and wait until the baton comes around to you again. Hope that helps and makes this setup a little bit easier in the future.